Because you're a narcissist. You're the kind of person who will say something to you and then 10 to 5 minutes later say, "I didn't say that." Straight bipolar, Papoose, you truly are. You've become someone else because of your gambling, your career failures, or anything else that didn't work out the way you wanted it to. This is how phony you are, and it demonstrates how quickly things can become false. Straight bipolar was diagnosed with it. You're not Cardi B, bro. Let's keep it AB. People's belief in black love objectives was completely destroyed by Papoose and Remy Ma. Everything quickly went awry, and they began making disparaging remarks on social media as if it were rap fighting. Remy didn't hold back when she called Papoose dusty and claimed that he was out there chasing clout just to stay relevant. Papoose didn't take that lying down though and clapped back, saying that Remy is an unfaithful baby and a manipulator. They're falling apart in public with no shame in sight. And guess who's caught in the middle of all this madness? They didn't have any animosity towards me because I didn't do anything to anyone, and I feel sorry for. Everything quickly went awry, and they began making disparaging remarks on social media as if it were rap fighting. Remy didn't hold back when she called Papoose dusty and claimed that he was out there chasing clout just to stay relevant. Papoose didn't take that lying down though and clapped back, saying that Remy is an unfaithful baby and a manipulator. They're falling apart in public with no shame in sight. And guess who's caught in the middle of all this madness? They didn't have any animosity towards me because I didn't do anything to anyone, and I feel sorry for. I told Pebbles that I felt terrible for her and said, "Why don't you tell Tha? Would you mind sharing your current situation with me? Tell your present comer-up not to do that. Don't just say nothing about me. You are a world champion. You are successful. You came from the ghetto, the slums, and the depths of Flint, Michigan. You have your entire life ahead of you. You have no children. So why are you committing to this 47-year-old man who has nothing?" Beef. Remy didn't mince words when she called Papoose dusty and said that he was out here trying to get influence in order to remain relevant. Papoose didn't take it well and clapped back, declaring Remy is a manipulator and an unfaithful baby. And now, guess who's caught in the center of all this chaos? Guess what? I'm such a genuine one. I know the process when someone goes to prison. What is even occurring that isn't love? It's just plain war, and they're tearing apart in public with no shame in sight. Everything appears to be going well on Claressa's end, but if he is such a catch, why is he still dragging his feet with the divorce? Word has it that Papoose has been putting things off for months, but he suddenly starts moving legal papers right after Remy publicly criticizes him. The timing is a little too ideal. So the real question isn't who is holding on to whom, but rather whether Claressa wants to leave cleanly before she finds herself in the middle of this mess with no way out. Let's face it, Remy and Papoose Hobbit is still unresolved, and this most recent internet commotion is merely another round of. The real storm arrived when rumors began to circulate that Remy was playing around with battle rapper Easy the Block Captain. Yes, that's Easy in their never-ending soap opera. They've been circling this drama for years, and this isn't the first time they've had a social media breakdown. It hit even harder knowing that Remy owns a battle rap league, and that Easy was signed under her label. He's telling you that you want he obviously wants a son, and he has one. He simply doesn't like his son's preferences, so he pretends that he doesn't have a son. What are we discussing? I told my pals straight up, and they said, "Yo, do you think he's ever going to leave?" I thought that he would go once he found someone to take over all I was doing. No one falls in love more quickly than someone who has nowhere to stay, girl or guy. Music. Let me repeat that since the person I married in 2008 is someone I don't even know now. He's now a wife, therefore, that's not who he is. Talk started in the street when some claimed that Easy was boasting about having slept with Papoose's wife. It was straightforward, humiliating, and disrespectful, not to mention that Papoose had restrained Remy when things got serious. Papoose never changed, and she was imprisoned for 6 years for allegedly spying on a friend for money. He married her so that she could be by his side when the world went topsy-turvy. Due to accusations of adultery, public apologies, and the addition of new ladies, he placed his entire career on hold, skipped tours, and canceled engagements. The unfortunate thing about this one is that it's just getting worse because it's essentially turned into a sorrowful anthem. I gave you everything, Papoose is saying. As a result, the block captain's jaws struck the ground forcefully as Remy emerged and was linked to Easy. But hold on, there was more to the story than that. Shortly after Remy got home, receipts started to circulate, indicating that he was still having an affair with one of his baby moms while he was incarcerated. Yes, he might have been working behind the scenes while everyone was cheering him on for his loyalty. But guess what? Remy stayed and decided to settle the dispute and keep the family together. When it seemed like the storm was over, Papoose dropped a bomb of his own. and she attempted to make things right by being the stronger person. Remy said that in addition to cheating on a guy, she also flirted with a woman. And not just anywhere, he claimed that everything happened with their daughter at their home, which is so chaotic that it's the height of drama. However, Papoose stayed put and neglected to pack his belongings. Why did he wait? Remy says he had no other option, claiming that Pap had nowhere else to go and that she was taking care of everything according to her. He stayed because she was the one paying the bills and providing the financial support. When Remy started bragging about how she was paying for everything, things got even more chaotic. And Papoose refused to accept it. He gave a firm clap in return, stating that he was more than just Herman, he was her ghostwriter. Papoose disclosed that he wrote 90% of the songs, including popular ones like Conceited. But he never got any credit for them. He believes that his name should have been on all of those royalty checks. To be honest, I believe he is real and probably wrote more hits than we know. It's not a new development, it's been growing worse. But Papoose is brokenhearted and not only angry at prison since he gave Remy his time, his effort, and his loyalty. Nicki Minaj even hinted that Pat could have helped write Sheether. And he now feels as though she left him without warning. This is more than just a breakup. It's a completely different form of betrayal. I always heard the name of the person she was locked up with, and I don't think we did anything except have a small dinner in the basement or something at the crib. This is the first time I've seen the homegirl outside of the time they were in the penitentiary together, so I see her. Papoose has a hero aura that seems to come naturally to him. He acts as though he must save someone's friend that she was away with. She spent a few days at the cot, and she told me she was going to sleep in the guest room with such and such. I said, okay, that's cool, I sleep in the room by myself. The following day, I said, damn baby, you're sleeping in there again. At this point, I'm attempting to be intimate with her, but when it was time to go, she slipped out. And I'm like, oh, okay, she got this. He is drawn to hurting women who have never felt protected or noticed, and when he pulls them up, shows them love and gives them plenty of attention, they start supporting and indulging him. And supporting his gangs, that's his entire vibe. But Remy asked why she had grown weary of acting like the damsel and no longer wanted to be one. She didn't want to be saved, she wanted something different. Now that she's out with Easy, why? Are the block captain and Papoose out here saying that she's doing for Easy exactly what she used to do for him, that is, supporting him financially and emotionally? Just like she used to do for Pap. Remy shut all of that down quickly, and she jumped in to defend Easy as soon as people began disparaging his name as though he wasn't real. To be honest, I understand that Ray's right about Easy living rent-free. Pip believes that this is more than just losing a partner. It's about seeing the entire Black Love royalty brand they established fall apart in public. They went from power couple goals to full-on headline drama, but Remy provided her version of events. According to her, both of them had moved on long before Easy ever entered the picture. She claims that the trust was already established, and Papa claims that she cheated. But Remy claims that he did too. Oh no, but is he getting away with it? He was actually skulking around behind the scenes during the marriage as well. Oh, the perfect couple act was all for the cameras, and they were maintaining appearances for their daughter. In all honesty, though, I think that love was already on life support. But here's the really bad part. Papa claimed that they had made a silent agreement to try to mend things, so when Remy dipped off with Easy and that cut deep, he wasn't just angry, he felt betrayed all over again. Now, it's not just heartbreak. It's a battle over what's left of a love story that has already fallen apart in Papoose's mind. He truly believed that there was still a chance to save what they had, and to be honest, I think Remy, he would have stayed if he had taken over and paid the bills, rather than letting her bear the entire burden alone. But now he's claiming that the only reason he left was because Remy dated Easy. And he's acting like it's open season, even claiming that Easy was pressuring Remy to stay here as if she didn't have a mind of her own. It gets even worse. To go first and foremost, I have a cash business. So there are many instances where I cashed you out and you went and bought things with my money. You want to talk about real estate? We bought this house together and I wrote one of your largest records, Guyan, of your biggest hits. So you want to minimize me as an artist. And I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's really sad. Since we first met, I've written 90% of the rhymes that she said, and I've never asked for a dime or credit. She was my life, and all I wanted was for her to succeed. Based on the comments, they were aware of what I wrote, and Papa began recording my voice, simply to try to expose Easy and say whatever you want. Those receipts began to come in, and Pap swore that Easy was acting shadowy behind the scenes. Then, all of a sudden, Tasha K entered the drama as well, saying that Easy Y, also known as CY was DMing other women while still with Remy Pie. This was back in November, so it's all tea. But if it's true, Z got some cheater energy on him too. So the real question is Remy actually upgrading EGE, or is she just stuck on repeat? With a new face in the same messy cycle? Papoose and Easy may be acting cheesy for the cameras, but don't be fooled. Remy knows how to perform, and she did it for years with Papoose. Therefore, this new happy act with Easy might just be a ploy to get under Pap's skin. Let's not pretend Papoose's relationship with Claressa Shields is some innocent little love story either. It could easily be his revenge play. This whole situation is turning into a crazy social media circus. And Paps are still disparaging Ray's new partner, Remy I, and the guy she is retaliating immediately, claiming that he pawned her jewelry in order to obtain some quick cash. It's insane, yes. And now that family members are being involved, yes. It's past Mesa and you. At this point, it's clear that they are both caught up in this toxic game, and neither of them is prepared to give up. The more Remy and Papoose avoid taking genuine responsibility, the more they attempt to paint each other as the bad guy. Let's face it, you both play dirty now. They're simply making online jokes that make others feel sorry for them. My victim, who is straight, sounds loud and clear. It's nasty, it's petty, and yet you can't turn your head away. Yet behind all of that mayhem and outward back and forth, there's most likely still some sort of love. Between them, the Claressa girl, who runs in BNA, is obstinate and appears to be riding for Papoose no matter how crazy things get. Even if Remy starts shoving shade in her direction, she's standing 10 toes down next to him, catching strays like it's nothing. It's buried under betrayal, shade, and scandal. But it's there, hidden behind the headlines. Tell me who is truly the messy one in all of this, Remy, Pap? Or are they just mirror images of each other in this chaos? Leave a comment below. And I'll see you on the next episode. If you're consuming this drama like the rest of us, hit the like button, leave a comment, make sure to subscribe, and share this madness with your people.